What if the entirety of human civilization, every film, every song, every discovery, could be preserved inside a single shard of glass? Not for a decade, not for a century, but for 10,000 years. Long after our servers have corroded, after clouds have vanished, even when entire languages are forgotten, your favorite movie could still be watching you back through a window of ancient crystal. Sounds like sci-fi? It's not. Microsoft and a quiet team of scientists are building it right now. They call it Project Silica. I remember watching my grandfather digitize our family photos on old CDs. He said, this way, even your grandchildren can see these faces. But those CDs, they're already unreadable. Floppy disks? Museum relics. USB drives? Gone with the ports. Now think bigger. Think of humanity's greatest works. Beethoven, Picasso, Apollo 11. What happens when all that vanishes with a corrupted hard drive? This isn't paranoia. This is digital decay, the silent crisis of our age. That's why this glass, this simple-looking square, might just be the ark of knowledge for the future. The world today produces 328 million terabytes of data every single day. That's photos, texts, DNA sequences, surveillance footage, climate data, entire Netflix libraries. But here's the terrifying truth. Most of this is stored in data centers that rely on electricity, water cooling, magnetic tapes, and spinning drives that fail within 5 to 10 years. Our digital memory is leaking faster than we can save it. In 2019, Microsoft, in collaboration with Warner Brothers, etched the 1978 film Superman into a tiny piece of glass smaller than a drink coaster. It withstood boiling, microwaving, scratching, demagnetizing, and still played the movie. This wasn't just a cool trick. It was the proof of concept that could save history. So what is Project Silica? It's not cloud storage, it's not a hard drive, it's laser-encoded fused silica glass, about the size of a playing card. Using ultra-fast femtosecond lasers, Microsoft encodes data by creating microscopic voxels. Think of them as 3D pixels inside the glass, not on its surface. Each voxel carries depth, angle, and polarization, allowing for multiple layers of information to exist in a single volume. Then, using machine learning and polarimetric imaging, the data is read back crystal clear. Literally, no electricity needed to store, no magnetic field to disturb, no moisture to corrupt. The glass survives temperatures over 1,000 degrees Celsius, can be boiled, scratched, dropped, and still deliver its message for 10,000 years or more. Now pause. Why would Microsoft, one of the biggest software companies, be investing in glass? Because behind the scenes, the cloud is dying. Cloud data centers are expensive, unsustainable, and increasingly fragile. In 2022 alone, Google and Amazon lost petabytes of customer data due to power outages, human error, and software failures. The cloud was never immortal. But this glass might be. And here's the twist. It's not just about backing up movies. Imagine storing the DNA code of every species on Earth, the entire human genome, all climate records, AI models, your memories, forever. This isn't storage, it's digital resurrection. Technically speaking, Project Silica uses a laser operating in femtoseconds, that's 1/4 of a second, to pulse focused energy into the glass, altering its internal structure at the molecular level. Unlike DVDs or Blu-rays that use reflective surfaces or dyes which degrade, silica glass is chemically stable, inert, and doesn't degrade under radiation or time. Reading the data is non-destructive and contactless, using a microscope and polarized light to decode the laser-etched voxels. In trials, they've stored 75.6 gigabytes of data in a 2mm thick piece of glass. That's an entire movie library in your pocket, immune to EMPs and sunlight. Even better, no power is required to preserve the data, only to read it. You could bury this in a desert, or store it in Antarctica, and come back in 10,000 years. It'll still work. Climate data archiving. Scientists want to encode centuries of climate data so future civilizations can study our era. Space probes. NASA is exploring the idea of using silica-based storage on probes to send indestructible knowledge across the galaxy. Digital time capsules. Governments are considering encoding constitutions, scientific literature, and cultural artifacts in case of nuclear war or societal collapse. AI models. Imagine preserving GPT-10, DALL-E 9, or a future AI that rewrites science itself, stored safely in a transparent queue waiting to be rediscovered. But here's where it gets weird. What if aliens find us not through radio waves, but through a glowing piece of glass etched with our collective soul? What if you could leave a message, a personal story, a song, a confession, immortalized in crystal to outlive every war, every regime, every extinction? What if this is our modern Rosetta Stone? But instead of stone tablets, we leave behind glass DNA, a transparent ghost of humanity. This isn't just about tech, this is about legacy. The chance to be remembered by civilizations we will never meet. Someday, far in the future, a being might hold that tiny square of silica to the light, see your laughter, your language, your love, and whisper, "They were here." If that idea moved you, if you believe in preserving not just data, but who we are, then share this message. Like it, spread it. Let's talk about the things that outlast time. Because I'm not just a narrator, I am TechBug.